Okay, hello everybody out there in Facebook and YouTube land. As I promised, my next video pertaining to who really is the greatest rock band of all times, slash artist. I might separate the bands from the artists because to me it's a little different. So we're going to stick to rock bands. Who really is the greatest rock band of all times? So it's like going to be a boxing match where we're going to have rounds. So we're going to key in on some of the most so-called popular bands, and then once in a while we're going to mix in no-name bands who I feel were up there with the elites. So, anyways, this first battle is going to be acdc against aerosmith, two very big names in rock and roll, no doubt. They both have stood the long test of time. Of course, ACDC had a change in their lineup when they converted from Bon Scott to Brian Johnson, which is very commendable because that's a huge thing in my generation when a rock band had to change the lead singer. It really changed the band's outlook, whether good or bad. But ACDC pulled it off. They did a good job. Me personally, the battle was always, well, who was better, Bon Scott or Brian Johnson? Um, Looking at the two differences, there was a slight difference in their style of music, but I liked them both. I mean, they both had great songs and good hits, so I'm not going to get in the issue was ACDC better with Bon Scott or with Brian Johnson. The issue here is the round one starts between ACDC and Aerosmith, and I pondered on this for a while um, because, immediately I said, wow, I think ACDC is better than Aerosmith. And that was my end result. I'm giving the victory to ACDC, but let me tell you why. Um, ACDC uh, never changed their style. They never had to. I don't think they got has uh, locked into the media brainwashing of having to change their style like Aerosmith did. Aerosmith's first four albums, their debut album, Get Your Wings, Toys in the Attic, and Rocks, they were outstanding albums. If Aerosmith would have kept their ways, their style, like ACDC did, I would have given it to Aerosmith because their first four albums, listen to Aerosmith's first four albums, listen to ACDC's albums, I think Aerosmith was better. I really do. Listen to them both. But something happened with Aerosmith, I don't know, around the mid 80s, after their Rocks album or Toys in the Attic albums. They got into some kind of glam rock, pop rock. I don't know what. I think their agent wanted them to cater to a female audience because when you think of old Aerosmith and you think of ACDC, you don't think of a huge female following. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there were some females who followed ACDC and Aerosmith's early stuff. That's the difference here. Early stuff. That's the key. Aerosmith's early stuff was hard rock. It was really good. Then when Night in the Ruts and Pump and Permanent Vacation and all those came out, it got into a more catering to the female audience with Love in the Elevator and Angel. And to me, it kind of turned me off. I mean, because I liked hard boogie rock, but I really tried to listen to the newer Aerosmith, even in the 90s, and it doesn't hold water to what ACDC accomplished in their later years. So the bottom line is this: I give this round to ACDC. They defeat Aerosmith, has one of the greatest rock bands of all times, and that's the reason. The reason number one is ACDC endured a lead singer change in their lineup. which is very hard to do. But they did it, and they did it successfully, and they did it well. Aerosmith would have won. Aerosmith would have beat ACDC if they stuck to their roots, their first four albums, but they got into some kind of glam rock, catering to the female audiences, catering to the whatever, the I don't know what you call it, but this victory goes out to ACDC defeats Aerosmith as one of the greatest rock bands of all time. The next battle will be ACDC against Bad Company. So these battles are going to be good. And unlike Mojo or whatever you call them, Mojo, I can't give you an answer right away. I guess Mojo just goes by sales, popularity. So popularity to me is nothing. It's really digging deep into the bands, who's better than the other. So ACDC over Aerosmith. Next battle will be ACDC against Paul Rogers and Bad Company. All right. Talk to you later.